Number 10. Sometimes a concept is so dumb that it's perfect. Sometimes a series of mashup ideas thrown in a blender and pureed into a cocktail of childishness manifests something that actually works. Rocket-powered Elder Dragon. You want to talk rule of cool? You want to talk over-the-top insane monsters? You want to talk lasting impact on the fans and franchise through aesthetics and combat excellence? Flagship of Generations Ultimate, Volstrax is one of Monster Hunter's most sensational, striking, awe-inspiring, and fear-inducing powerhouses. He is a creation that borders on ludicrous, infusing tremendous amounts of intake in air with the powerful dragon element and venting it through his atypically designed wings with so much thunderous force that he can fly at a speed that breaks the sound barrier. As a flagship, Volstrax suffers similarly to Glavenus due to his presence in Generations expansion, which, again, doesn't really commit a ton of effort to story, but he suffers a little less from this issue, and what is there to build him up is substantive. The presence of a Volstrax is unprecedented and frightening, not because the dragon is a malevolent destroyer, but because he's so fast, so durable, and so powerful that he can unflinchingly obliterate airships simply by flying into them. Not to mention, the burned off shards of his hide that every so often fall from his body go hurtling towards the ground, causing fires, wildlife disturbances, and damaging settlements. Volstrax is a beast with a fair bit of buildup within the visual storytelling of Generations Ultimate. Every so often, you'll find discarded and charred husks buried in craters in the ground, and looking up will reveal what looks to be a comet of dazzling scarlet gliding across the sky. And the ruined pinnacle contains a shrine to the revered and sacred Elder Dragon, the people of this land once honoring him as a god. He lacks a profound rivalry with the Hunter, but the mere presence of this dragon and his impact throughout the history of this world is told clear as day if you know where to look. I cannot recollect another flagship monster whose buildup was so subtle. Another flagship who, though hyped up through dialogue with some of the NPCs, let the world do much of the talking, letting his passive power and prevailing legacy tell you far in advance exactly what kind of beast you're trifling with. It's a very understated way to sell a flagship, but I appreciate the different approach here, and it makes me really like the smaller details of Generations Ultimates. They are there, beneath the dozens of returning monsters and hundreds of quests. All it takes is a bright red illuminating light. And Volstrax lives up to every single legend. In both-ish of his appearances, he is a damn formidable foe. One of the greatest challenges there is whenever he graces us with his appearance. Those wings ain't just for flying. They are reversible, extendable, durable, and multifaceted instruments of wrath and ruin. With events pointed away from you, these wings are spears, lances the length of a bus that can be wielded with so much speed and force that you'll be long gone before you knew it hit you. Not only that, but with his vents pointed backwards, he can reposition himself by rocketing across the map in short bursts of speed. Rotate those wings around though, and you're staring down 6 dragon-infused gun barrels, massive concussive blasts, barrages of hellfire missiles, and if we want to count Crimson Glow for a second here, a full-on Death Star laser comes out of these things. And don't think I forgot its ultimate move. You remember how Basilgeuse would interrupt fights by dropping bombs all over the arena from above? Yeah, okay, so that, but Volstrax is the bomb. How do you not fight this monster with an honest-to-God smile on your face? Besides the part where you're leaning forwards and gritting your teeth and trying very hard not to be obliterated, because, man, does he hit really, really hard and really, really fast. And, dear God, speaking of fighting with a smile on your face, this battle theme, dude. And Volstrax ain't all flash and no substance. I love that his greatest strength can be a huge weakness. If he expends too much of that power, he has to intake in a lot of extra oxygen, leaving his open-vented chest extremely vulnerable and prived from a massive knockdown if he gets hit there enough. And biologically, he borrows a fair bit from birds of prey, from his beak to his eyes to his hunting style. They even purposely colored him silver, since silver reflects sunlight extremely well. I love that Volstrax, cool as he is, insane and wild and outlandish as he is still a monster hunter monster at heart. Thought out, thought through, and with some compromises to real-world physics being made, a feasible living being within the monster hunter world. Volstrax is magnificence, a beast of legend and lore, a passive and lofty being thought only as an omen of destruction due to the sheer power he outputs simply by living. And any hunter who has ever faced him knows to fear and respect his might. The capstone flagship for the 4th generation of Monster Hunter and the original format of the franchise itself is a gleaming beacon that we shall always remember fondly as we await his return from the heavens to do battle once again.